Hello, my name is Umar, and my topic is about the Wilderness Act of 1964. Humans impact the environment in many ways. There is a never-ending need for natural resources, which affects the environment. Humans damage the environment and cause deforestation for their own benefits. People also burn fossil fuel. Fossil fuels causes air pollution, which is harmful to both the environment and our health. Toxins released into the ocean affect the ocean in many ways as well. Burning coal releases many airborne toxins, such as sulfur dioxide, mercury, lead, lead, nitrogen, nitrogen oxides, and other harmful toxins. Because of the decisions made by humans, the Wilderness Act was created. So, what is the Wilderness Act? The Wilderness Act is a practice in an act that protects the environment. The act protects certain lands from humans' needs as well. According to NPS, the Wilderness Act was an act to establish the National Wilderness Preservation System and to teach federal land management agencies and the National Park to manage wilderness area to preserve wilderness character. The act was written by Howard Zenster and signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. It was passed in 1964 and it was amended in 1978. Who was Howard Zenster? Howard Zenster was born on February 25, 1906 in Franklin, Pennsylvania. During his teen years, he spent his time in Dionysia. While he was a teenager, he found a passion for nature and literature. He received a degree in humanities and he taught a school and worked as a newspaper reporter. The U.S. Department of Commerce and the USDA Bureau of Biological Survey hired Zenster. His passion for nature has increased when he spent 12 years working with the Fish and Wildlife Service. He also wrote for the press, speeches for agency directors, and for radio scripts and the National Farm and Home Hour. He even appears in the podcast itself. According to the Wilderness Connect, during his time as a federal employee, he contributed articles and essays to scholarly and scientific journals relating to the conservation and environmental movements. His ideas heavily influenced by Harold Anderson, Harvey Broom, Bernard Frank, Aldo Leopold, Benton McKay, Bob Marshall, Ernest Oberholzer, Alois Joanne Muir, and Robert Serling Yard. Everyone who was influenced by was behind wilderness movements and were the creators of the Wilderness Society, which was founded in 1936. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, he led a movement in which he was the leader. He fought against the Echo Park Dam, in which he led conservationists. They were successful. Fighting against the dam was one of the main reasons why the act was created. In 1945, Zenster left the federal government and became the executive secretary of the Wilderness Society in Washington, D.C. Both Alois Joanne Muir and Zenster led the organization and got more support. Both were the key in the passage of the Wilderness Act of 1964. Zenster defined the wilderness as an area where the earth and its community of life are untrampled by man, where man himself is a visitor who does not remain. In 1956, Zenster wrote the first draft of the Wilderness Act. The president signed it and by 1964 it was passed. The impact of the Wilderness Act. The Wilderness Act has preserved more than 750 wilderness areas all around the state. Because of this, animals and insects have a safe home. free from damage, free from being damaged by humans. Preserved environments are also a safe haven for species that are endangered since they're safe from humans. Having a preserved environment also provides clean water for communities. The Wilderness Act is considered to be one of America's biggest conservation achievements so far. So far, a total of 109 million acres of national wilderness has been preserved. If the Wilderness Act had never existed, places like Yosemite would not be the same as it is in the present time. I believe that if the Wilderness Act didn't exist, preserved environments would be used for resources and for homes. I believe that it would be like any other place, a place filled with buildings and humans. The importance of having a safe environment. Having a bad environment is both bad for humans and other living organisms. For humans, having a bad natural environment increases the risk of cancer, heart disease, asthma, and many other illnesses. Having a safe environment protects us from pollution, toxic chemicals, and food contamination. Having a good environment means having good water, air, and it promotes diversity. Having an excellent water source means that we can live a healthy life. It also provides a home for living sea organisms. Good air quality increases tourism, provides a healthier lifestyle by decreasing diseases, and much more. Legacy. This year marks the 56th anniversary of the Wilderness Act. Thanks to the Act, thousands of people have and still are enjoying the beauty of the environment. In 1964, 9.1 million acres in 13 states were protected and preserved. As of today, we have over 109 million acres of protected and preserved land in 44 different states in America. Fun facts: Howard Zenster died in May 1964, 2 days after testifying at the final congressional hearing on the bill. Alice, his widow, stood at Lyndon Johnson's side when the law was signed. In the late 1950s, Zenster convinced a tailor to make a custom-made coat with 4 pockets in which he can keep books, propaganda, Wilderness Society membership information, and applications for other items. The United States was the first country in the world to protect wilderness through a law. Rock and Island Wilderness is the smallest wilderness in the world. The wilderness is only 6 acres long. Half of the state's wilderness is in Alaska. Wilderness is an antidote for technology. When signing the bill, President Johnson stated, "If the future generation are to remember us with gratitude rather than contempt, we must we must leave them something more than the miracles of technology. We must leave them a glimpse of the world as it was in the beginning." Yosemite is the world's first national park that has been preserved. Thank you for listening.